What's going on, everyone? TECHTOSH coming at you guys. So this is going to be a little bit different video. I've been putting out some videos on my Fold 2, so if you want to check out those videos, they'll be up here. I got the top Fold accessories I use and the reason why I didn't upgrade to the Fold 3. Yes, I know the Fold 3 is out. Why am I putting out content on Fold 2? Because that's what I have. I haven't put any content for it, so yeah. There's some new updates still coming out for the Fold 2. We just got the 3.1.1 update. We got a few settings that the Fold 3 users have that we now have, which is cool. So I'll go over a few of those. Also go over one of my favorite apps too that I like to use for the bigger screen. Helps me navigate through that, especially if you're using the device one-handed. It'll help with that, but even so, it will just help greatly as far as getting to things quickly. Be sure to stick around for the whole video so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But without that said, we're just gonna get right to it. I'll catch y'all on the Fold side. See what I did there? The Fold, the flip side, the Fold side. Anyways, I'll catch y'all on the Fold side. Alright, so first thing on the list that we're going to do is activate or enable developer options. And from there, what we're going to do, I know there's a lot of things we can do within there, but the only thing we're going to do is increase the animation speed. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is go ahead and swipe down on our notification bar, tap on that settings wheel. On the left hand side of your Fold 2, scroll all the way down to About Phone. From there, you're going to look for software information. Go ahead and tap on that. From here, you're looking for build number. So as you can see right here is build number. I already have it enabled, so it's not going to work for me. What you're going to do is just tap on that multiple times and you're going to get this little message down here talking about if it's enabled or not enabled. But once you have that enabled, go ahead back to the very bottom of the left hand side, click on developer options. From there, it's somewhere about midway, you're going to look for the animation speed. There's 3 of them that we're going to want to change: window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animator duration scale. All these by default will be on 1x. We want to put these all 3 on 0.5x. So when you go ahead and tap on that, this window will pop up. It's at the very top, animation scale 0.5x. Do that for all 3. So with those window animations, what that's going to do is just allow everything just to be a little bit more snappier. The next thing we're going to have you do is go ahead and go on to display settings. So within display settings, there's a host of things you can enable or unenable and adjust, but I'm only going to go over a few things. First thing off the bat, I'm going to recommend putting it in dark mode. Kind of a given. You're going to save battery, and on top of that, it just looks better in my opinion. You're going to want your motion smoothness on adaptive. That way you are getting the 120 hertz out of the phone. Go to navigation bar. Tap on navigation bar. Now, to utilize this screen to its fullest, you want to try to limit as many things as possible that would take away from your screen. The littlest thing you could do here is take away your navigation bar here. That's the thing that would sit at the bottom of your screen for you to, go back, go home, and go to your recents. Go ahead and activate swipe gestures. So once you have gestures enabled, you're going to go ahead and pick your orientation that you want. So as you can see, you can have your back button on the right and your recents on the left, or vice versa. I like my recents on the left. As you can see, I just swiped up on the left and it opens up my recents. Now with this new 3.1.1 update that they just released on September 19th for our Fold 2s, what this does is activate a lot of new features. If you have a Fold 2, I'm sure you already updated your phone. So I'm actually going to show you one of the features that they added within the update that is a great additive to our Fold 2. Now the Fold 3 already has this settings before this update, so it's new for the Fold 2 phones. So in advanced features, you're going to have a new tab here that says labs. Now I definitely recommend having multi-window for all apps checked off. What that does is allow your phone to use every app in your phone to do multi-window. So as you can see here, I have one right here with my Notes app and my Samsung web browser. That's going to go ahead and open it up all automatically in a multi-window. So what this is going to do is bypass the default app function and allow the app to work in a multi-window fashion. Whether you use it or not, it's nice to have the app work when you're trying to use the multi-window function. So that's just going to help with that. The next thing on the bottom here is you got auto rotate apps. You're going to have all your apps listed here, and by default it's going to say app default. default. So certain apps don't work very well with this large screen. It's a new aspect ratio for a lot of the apps. So when you have an app that doesn't rotate horizontal, you're gonna go ahead and go in here and find that app. You're gonna have three options. You have app default. That's just how the app's gonna operate default. You have app aspect ratio. That pretty much will allow the app to rotate, but it's gonna stay within the ratio the app is recognizing. So it may not fit the full screen. And then of course the last one is full screen. That's gonna do the same. It's gonna allow the app to rotate, but it's also gonna give you a full screen if the app isn't capable of it. Next thing here is customize app aspect ratio. That kind of goes hand in hand with what we were just talking about. So this is pretty much going to allow the app to be full screen if it's not capable of doing it on the Fold 2. Another thing here, you got flex mode panel. If you want to go in here, you can enable certain apps to work in flex mode. Flex mode is essentially when you put the phone down like this and you have it sitting like that. You can utilize the app on this portion of the screen, and then on the bottom here you might have some special features to operate the app. If not, you're just gonna have a window just filling in right here so you can have a nice little kickstand right here. And the last but not least on the labs tab here is pin your favorite apps. Now that goes hand in hand with this little tab right here. As you can see on the left hand side, you have your quick access apps, whether it's just regular apps or your multi-window apps. But now, like the Fold 3, the Fold 2 can now pin this to the side of the screen. So you got a whole nother dock pretty much on the side here. Now this works best within the default launcher. That's another thing I could talk about is launcher. The main launcher I use is Nova Launcher. At the moment I'm using the stock launcher, but I can go into a whole nother video about launcher setups and stuff like that. But if you use Nova Launcher, this typically isn't going to benefit you that much. So in Nova Launcher, you can have your bottom docking bar right here have multiple pages, so you can go ahead and swipe over and have multiple apps. So this isn't going to be that beneficial for the Nova Launcher users, but if you like to use the stock launcher, this just helps give you more access to more apps. If you don't want it, you go ahead and tap the unpinned, and then there you go, you got a full screen again. So with these phones being massive displays, they can be a little overwhelming to hold with one hand, regardless if you're holding it vertically or horizontally like this. When it's closed, it's fairly easy to use with one hand because the aspect ratio is a lot slimmer than a standard phone, so you can reach across it. You can see my thumb reaches across fairly easy, and being able to reach, for the most part, everything on the screen is easy with one hand when it's closed. But when it being fully opened up into phablet mode, me personally, when I have it opened up, I like holding it this way. Regardless of which way you like holding it, being able to utilize this in an efficient way can be a little overwhelming for some people. One-handed mode is what I'm talking about here. Now there's two different apps I can recommend for one-handing mode. There's one that comes stock on the phone from Samsung. If not, you can easily download it. So as you can see, it is called One Hand Operations. Once you open it up, you have these bars right here on the edge. Now these are the area that you're allowed to swipe your thumb across to activate whatever gesture it is you have it set up to do. So you can have a right side and a left side, and then you can have them each do their own thing, or you can have them do the exact same thing. So we'll go ahead and tap on left-handed mode. So you got straight right, diagonal up, and diagonal down. I have mine back, recent, and home. The same keys for if they're at the bottom, so that way if I'm one-handed mode, I can do those actions without having to use two hands. Come down here, swipe up. So if you are holding the phone one-handed, for example like this, you can go ahead and click home by sliding down. You can go to recents by sliding up, and then you can just go back home by sliding straight out. I recommend this regardless if you're going to be holding your phone one-handed mode or not. Just makes it a lot easier, even if you're holding two hands like this, so that way you can just go ahead and have it do different things. You can have it open up a specific app, you can have it do whatever it is you want to do. So we'll go ahead and click on it. So some of the options they give you is home, recent, menu, search and app, volume up, volume down, play, pause, previous, next track, open, quick panels, open notification panels, forward to web, screen off, flashlight, split screen view, a whole host of things you can do for those gestures. A useful feature regardless if you're using it as one-handed mode. It just gives you a little bit more convenience when trying to open up those apps or features that you use a lot of. The next one I'm going to recommend, now this is a paid version. They do have a free version, but if you get the paid version, you get a whole host of features, and that is by Edge Gestures. Now it's the same concept, exact same thing. You'll get these bars on the end. You can adjust them however size, length, width, thickness that you want. You can have it on the left side, right side. But like I said, this one gives you a little bit more features, a lot more features, I should say. So these are all the gestures you can do with those bars on the side. You can't see them at the moment because I don't have it enabled, but if we go ahead and enable it, as you can see, we got that blue bar there. Same thing with the other one. You can adjust the length, thickness, and all that. But if you look over here, these are some of the things you can do with that bar. So you can tap it, double tap it, triple tap it, long press, swipe left, swipe right, up, down. So many different ways you can use this rather than the Samsung one that's just swipe out, up and down. This one you can do a lot of different things with this bar to open up a lot of different features and apps and shortcuts that you want. So as you can see, there's a whole host of commands you can have this bar do. I mean, I can spend an hour going over every little thing this thing can do, but there's so many different shortcuts. You don't have to go navigating through all the different settings and menus and this and that and the third to get to what you need. You just need to set up your little shortcut gestures right here. A lot of different things you can do to access what you need to access, and that's why I can recommend this for anybody. It's just a way to utilize it in an easier fashion without overthinking it. You just go ahead and swipe whatever you need to do and get to it. Now, whether you want to go with the Samsung option, which is just simple, not too intuitive, you don't need to go too in depth with it, you just set the basic features and you're good to go. Or if you want to geek out and get something way more advanced and has way more features, then go ahead and check out Edge Gestures. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully I was able to help you guys out with some of the settings. Like I said, I can go an hour long over some of these settings. If you guys like this video, let me know in the comment section. That way I know what content to put out, what you guys want to know more of. Definitely skimmed over a lot of stuff, so definitely let me know if there's something I missed you want me to go over. I'll definitely do that in another video. Definitely 1,000 times. Yeah, that's it. If y'all like this, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. More content will be out. With that said, y'all stay nerdy. I'll catch y'all on the fold side.